Dryfire team, welcome back. I hopefully sound a little bit better. Starting to record a couple of videos today to get you going again. I keep seeing this in class, so I figured you need to be practicing better in Dryfire as well to make sure that you're doing this correctly. I always say in transition, you got to move your eyes in front of the gun. And people go, yeah, vision first, eyes first. Like people can parrot that information because they've heard that before. And then we go, okay, well, why do you move your eyes in front of the gun? And then the smarter ones or the people that have been paying attention will say, well, so that I can get to the next target that I'm trying to shoot and pick a spot on that target, bring my gun to that target. Right, that's your goal. You're not just moving your eyes in front of the target and just looking in the general direction. You look at you're moving your eyes in front of a gun, not the target. You're moving the eyes in front of the gun to make sure that you get to the target that you're trying to shoot next before the gun gets there, so you have enough time to pick a small spot to bring the gun to. All right, that's the important part of the transitions that oftentimes people miss. And so when people set up their practice sessions or whatever, they'll practice. Let's see, was this? Let's say I have these three targets. I think you see all three of these targets, and they'll practice like this distance between targets, and then there'll be like maybe a simulated, this is like 8-10 yards, something like that, simulated, right? Something like that. But unfortunately, because the targets are close together, I can see all three targets while I have the gun in front of my face. So really, while I'm looking at those three targets, my sighting system is inside that. And so when your sighting system is inside your vision, it often distracts you, especially as the gun goes off, whether you have the bang, the pew of the gun, the smoke of the powder, blah, 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 blah. All that distraction is in front of your face trying to detract you from actually picking a spot. And if you're always constantly dry firing in these small confined spaces like this, where you're like, yep, I saw all the things, and for sure I'm in front of the gun, you're lying to yourself. And unfortunately, most of the times you don't even know you're doing that. So I encourage you to practice wider transitions than you can see without moving your head. So if instead of shooting those three things, I would do that one and then one that's way across over there. That will absolutely force me to get my eyes moving, even my head to move before the gun arrives there. And it'll be more obvious to me when I don't do that. Does that make sense? And if you're for some reason following your gun there, or your gun is trailing very, very quickly behind it, clouding your eyes or not allowing you to pick a spot, it'll be more obvious in training if you do it with wider transitions. In shorter or close by transitions, it will be more difficult to see and pay attention to that. And then you build this habit of kind of chasing your gun around or being distracted by your gun instead of getting ahead of the gun and picking a spot. That's why even in the past when I've recorded exercises and I've recorded transition drills, I'll even do the thing where like the gun is on this target and my eyes are on that target. And then when the gun arrives, I shoot. Or my eyes and my gun on this target, but I force myself to move my head very demonstratively in front of the gun. Now, Fabio, that's not how actually I'm going to transition, and it feels like the gun is really laid behind. Yep, you're right. I am reinforcing a skill that I really want to stick to. I really want my eyes to get to the freaking targets first. That will be build the habit of like ripping the eyes from that target to that target very aggressively, instead of trying to rip the gun from that target to that target aggressively to make my transitions faster. Because two things happen when you do that. You can choose to rip your gun and then you get there and you shoot like a butt. You shoot like a jerk because you get there and the gun is just swivel, it's not really clean sights. It's not really like in a spot. You don't have a confirmation level. You just rip the gun over there and shoot anyway because, dang it, I'm going to have a fast transition. You can be that guy. Or you can be the guy that's really responsible. You're like, yep, I need to have confirmation X, whatever that is for this target. So I go from there, I rip the gun over there, and then I have to wait to achieve that confirmation level and sights where I was looking, right? Because you have to clean it up. So either you shoot bad points or you shoot bad time, but you're ripping the gun really fast. And it looks really fast on video, right? So if I just rip my gun instead of my eyes, it looks like that. It's really hard for me to even do because my tendency, what I've developed over months and months and months of this, is to go like this. I want to do that, But most people want to do this.